What if I told you that one simple mistake costs you nearly $10,000 in lost revenue every single month, and that you, yes, you can do one thing right now to totally reverse that and start putting that $10,000 straight into your pocket instead? Doing this one thing helped me figure out my most profitable course niche, and now I bring in 5 figures every month with one single course. Seriously, this changed everything for me and it will change everything for you too. So today I'm going to show you what this one thing is and show you how to use it step by step so that you can find and refine your money-making niche. What do Louisa, who made 70K in 2 months, Karen, who made 66K in 3 months, and Tiffany, who made 12K in 90 days even though she had zero audience, all have in common? I'll tell you. But a bit of good news first, all right? You already have everything that you need right now to get super specific on your niche and create the exact program that your dream clients have always wished for and that they'll beg to buy, just like the 3 ladies that I just mentioned. All right, see, an online course and your niche is nothing more than a bridge from point A to point B, because you, the course creator, are already sitting happily at point B, right? Maybe you're even day drinking. Okay, this is just coffee, you guys. But you're sitting there at point B and you're celebrating the fact that you have successfully gotten your butt out of that sucky point A. Meanwhile, your potential clients are having a miserable time back at point A. And to get them over to that point B paradise, you need to build a bridge, okay? So you're at point A, you are happy, you're like, I've figured it all out. Your clients over here at point B, and they're like, shit, I am in pain, I am stuck, I don't know what to do. So you need to build that bridge for them, okay? And we can both agree that in order to build a bridge, before you lay down a single brick, you need to know exactly what 2 points you want to connect. And to get clear on your niche, before you create a single piece of content or build your online course, you need to start by knowing exactly what your client's current point A looks like and what their desired point B looks like too. In other words, you need to get crystal clear on the transformation. Now, what's a transformation? A transformation is the big result that their ideal clients want to see in their own life. So your ideal clients want to see a big result in their life, and ideally, this is a big result that you yourself have been through or that you've already helped other people achieve. Even if it's just like family or friends, you don't even necessarily have had to work with clients yet, but the transformation is that big result. And guess what? Your niche is nothing more than the journey from where your clients are now to that big result that they want. Now, I gotta come in here and say this because I hear it all the time, right? I help people feel more aligned, or I help people be good at Instagram. That is not a clear transformation. It's not. It's simply not a clear transformation because it's very vague and it's very broad. But don't panic, okay? Because remember how I said that you already have everything that you need to define your niche and to create a course that brings in $10,000 every month? You do, because you've already crossed over from point A to point B, meaning you've already been through that transformation that your course will deliver. So the first step is simply to clearly articulate that transformation and to get really specific about what points A and points B look and feel and smell and taste like. So I know that a lot of people get stuck here, either at this point, or they have like a really hard time getting beyond something really broad, like I teach copywriting. So what we're gonna do now is you're gonna get out a pen and a paper because I'm gonna walk you through a few questions to answer that'll make this super clear for you. And in fact, I actually created a doc that is going to help you with this. It's a secret document so that you can follow along while we are talking about the stuff. Here are some of the questions that are gonna help you get super clear on your transformation. And let's go through these really slow so that you have time to really articulate them, all right? I was at my lowest point when. So I want you to think about your life, and this can be in relation to your niche or it can just be in general. So let's say you are a dog owner. I was at my lowest point when I couldn't leave the house because my dog destroyed absolutely everything every time I leave the house. So I couldn't get a date and I couldn't find the love of my life because my dog was making my life living hell. Or if it's in relation to your niche, like me, it could be like I was at my lowest point when I had tried everything for my online business. I'd created a bunch of content, I'd created a bunch of products, but I still couldn't reach my revenue goal. That's when I was at my lowest point. The next thing you're going to fill out is how you felt. So I felt, and now we're going to say with the dog example, I felt like I was trapped. I felt like I couldn't afford to leave my dog home alone because the expenses that I would have would be too much. Or if we're talking about the business example, it could be like, I felt like I was useless, like I would never be fulfilled, like I would never be able to create this business of my dreams. I felt like everything was going to fall apart for me and that I was never going to reach my goals. So I was at my lowest point when. You've got that, and you've got I felt. So really dig into how you were feeling at that moment. All right. Next, you're going to write down, my ultimate goal was to. So if you're the dog person who had the dog who can't be left alone, my ultimate goal was to be able to go out and leave my dog at home and have him not destroy all my shit. Or if we're talking about the business example, my ultimate goal was to make $10,000 per month without having to launch and without, having to go crazy with content. Ultimate goal. What does that future look like? What is it that like you, when you were at your lowest, were truly wishing and hoping for more than anything else in the world? And then you're going to write down what you wished for. I wished for a relationship. With the dog example, right? I wished for being able to go out on dates and meet people. I wished for freedom, right? So that I could just go out and have fun with my girls and leave my dog at home and not worry that she's gonna fucking destroy everything. With the business example, it could be like, I wished for consistent revenue so that I could feel safe and secure. And then finally, we're gonna talk about what you had to change, right? So I had to change from blank to blank. So you were at your lowest point, you were desperately desiring this future state. So what did you have to change? With the dog example, you had to change from having a dog with separation anxiety that couldn't be left alone to having a dog that was trained to be left alone at home and feel good about it and not destroy things, right? With the business example, I had to change from following trends and DIY strategies to having an actual strategy that got me to reach my goals. So once you have these answers down, you just have to plug them into the blank spaces. So if you've downloaded the doc, you'll see these are color coded, super easy. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to plug in, I help the mirror of you at your pain state go from point A, so what you were feeling at your lowest state, to point B, which is what you want to feel, so that they can insert the desired feelings. So, dog example. I help people who have a dog with separation anxiety go from not being able to leave their dog at home alone so that they can't do all the things in life that they really want to do, to having a dog that is perfectly fine on their own so that they can have the freedom to go out, enjoy life, and not worry that the dog will destroy everything. In the business case, it would be like, I help frustrated, burnt out business owners go from not having consistent income to making $10,000 per month or more so that they can feel fulfilled and happy and safe in their business. And then you are going to write out all the steps that you took to go from that point A to point B. So what this would look like with the business example for me would be, I help broke and burnt out on experts, consultants, coaches, and online service providers who are sick of trading their time for money, go from not being able to make a living with their online business to making $10,000 with their online program so that they can feel fulfilled and confident, own their schedule, make $10,000 months without having a big audience, launching, or running paid ads. And then the second part of this, right, how you do this is, to do this, I help them package their knowledge into a scalable online program, nail their messaging and marketing so that they attract their ideal clients on a daily basis, and automate their business so that they make money while they sleep. Awesome. Now you have your transformation statement. So if you weren't writing this down, if you weren't following along, rewind the video, fill all this out, get the doc. But while you do that, I do want to warn you, you have to make sure that you can actually deliver the results. Otherwise, your business will fail. Like, I'm sorry to be mean, but that's just the truth. It's really, really important that you can actually deliver the results, because if you don't, then you're just going to take people money and nobody likes that, right? So it's really important that this be a problem that you yourself have solved before, or that you've helped someone solve, a client, a friend, a family member, whatever. The transformation declaration is that first piece, and congrats, you got this huge step out of the way. But in order to make sure that your niche will actually be profitable, we need to validate the demand for it in the real world. And what do I mean by that? We need to see if people actually want and need what you have to offer. Think about it. If you pick a big result that nobody wants, then it's going to be really hard to grow an audience and sell your courses, right? If it's a big result that nobody wants, it's probably not that big of a result. So here's how you're going to see if there's actual demand for your niche. If you were to search for the solution to the problem that your ideal client is facing in their initial state, what would you type into the YouTube search bar? Like, okay, how to leave my dog at home alone without it destroying everything. How to make $10,000 per month. Think about all the searches that you could put into that search bar and make a list of them. And then what you're going to do is you're actually going to search, and you're going to make a list of all the video titles that appear when you type this into your YouTube search. And all of the creators who are making these videos that are answering the question that you need to solve that big problem and that big result. Next, you are going to make a list of Facebook groups that you might join to help you solve this problem. So maybe you might join a dog training group. Maybe you might join a separation anxiety dog support group, right? Maybe you might join an online business group. So make a list of all these Facebook groups that you might join and a list of all the influencers that you might follow. So who are people who are actually talking about this stuff and who, are creating content that's helping their clients and their followers solve that big problem and get that big result. So you're gonna make this list, and here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna see that there's probably a lot of people talking about this. There's probably a lot of competitors out there. And at this point, you might freak out and be like, oh my God, my niche is saturated. This is why I can't make any money. Nobody's ever going to listen to me. Nobody's gonna see me because there's too many people and I am nobody. Oh my God, relax. Here's something that might shock you. Competition is a good thing. Competition means that there is demand for what you have to offer. And people will follow you and buy from you because you are you. There are millions of people that do what I do. There are probably millions of people that do what you do. But people will identify with you because you are you. And a lot of other people won't identify with you, and they'll identify with your competitors, and that's okay, right? What really, really is going to make the difference here is your story, your personality, your journey, and the way that you can make a connection to the people who are your people. And we love demand. Demand is what's going to make you money. Demand is what's going to get you followers. Demand is what's going to prove that you are in the right direction. Now, we just have to find your voice and make you the most magnetic person in your niche. So let's do that. Now we get to the part where we make you the most magnetic, the most let's try that again, because Brazilians speaking English here, it's always a little crazy. We never know what's going to come out of this mouth. Now we get to the part where we make you the most magnetic, the most charismatic, impossible to ignore authority in your niche. This right here is the most important work that you will ever do in your business. And if you skip this part, you will fail. Oh my gosh, I'm being so mean today. I'm sorry, you guys, but it's the truth. If you skip this part, you will fail, because this is what's going to guarantee that you choose a niche that will make you $10,000 per month or more. It's also how you'll know how to create content that's so magnetic. It makes your ideal clients comment things like, oh my God, you're reading my mind. Oh my God, how did you know exactly how I felt? Oh my God, I was reading your story and it felt like you were talking to me. These are comments that will absolutely prove that you are being magnetic and that people are resonating with what you are saying. So this process right now is what's going to make that happen. Okay. And when you do the step, you will get the 3 most important things that you need to make sales in your business. The first is real world information about what your clients actually want so that selling becomes easy. The second is confidence in talking about what you offer so that you build authority fast. And the third is an actual pipeline of clients who are ready to buy. No followers needed. Yeah, if you have no followers, don't worry. All right. here's what you're going to do. Remember last step where you looked for Facebook groups, you looked for influencers, you looked for YouTube channels? You are going to reach out to the people that you found in the previous step and ask them to hop on a call with you. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to be like, hey, this is a super chill, no pressure call. And in that call, you're going to just ask them a few questions about what they're going through, why they haven't gotten the results that they want, and what it could actually feel to get those results. When you talk to people and ask them to get on a call with you, you're going to call it an insight call, and you're going to make it super clear that this is not a pitch and that you have absolutely nothing to sell, which at this point is totally true. Let's think of a message that you could send. Hey, Joanna, I saw that you follow XYZ influencer, and I would love to ask you a few questions about dealing with an anxious dog. I'm doing some research. This is a call purely for research. There is no sales pitch. I have nothing to sell. And hey, you know what? I'd love to buy you a coffee in exchange for your time. Would you be open to that? Now, most people are going to say, yeah, absolutely. I would love to talk about this problem because I love talking about myself because people love talking about themselves and I get a free coffee. Hell yeah. Hey, by the way, you can expense that coffee. That is a tax deductible expense. All right. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to book that call and then you're going to get on the call. Here's what's happening. You're on a call with someone who has a problem that you have a solution to. And now you're just going to ask them strategic questions that are going to position you as an authority and help you collect data about the stuff that you need to create magnetic content, to build a course, to be super clear on your niche. Once you're on the call, here's what you're going to ask them. You're going to ask them about their biggest struggles. So what has been tough or frustrating for you in relation to this big problem, in relation to your niche? This question helps you to identify the very specific pain points and challenges that your audience faces. Now, you're going to look for recurring themes and patterns in their responses, because then when you're creating content, you can use those patterns, you can use those recurring themes, and it's going to sound in your content like you're reading their mind. Do you get that? They're telling you in your own words what their biggest pains are, what their biggest frustrations are. And when you create content, you're going to use those same words so that they're going to be like, holy fuck, this woman can read my mind. Then you're going to ask about their fears. So you're going to say something like, what scares you the most about this problem, right? About not being able to achieve this big result. This question is going to reveal the anxieties and the concerns that your people are having and that's keeping them from achieving success. Like, these are going to be the things that are keeping them up at night that you wouldn't know unless you ask them. And you guys, you can do this on a form. Yeah, sure. Send them over a form, whatever. They're never going to tell you in their own words in a form. Like, this is why you need to be on a call, because they're going to be like, you know what? When I can't leave my dog at home alone because she destroys everything, it makes me feel like a failure because I'm not able to go to dates and I'll never find the love of my life. Like, oh my God, that is such a huge stretch between dog that can't be left alone and like what this person's actually feeling. And they're only going to tell you this if you ask them live on a call. So do that. All right, so next, you're going to ask them about investments. So you're going to ask them how much time or money have they spent in effort to fix this problem, right? This question is going to give you insight into what they've done in the past, how much money they've spent, how much time they've spent, and understanding these is going to help you to avoid doubling down on things that they've already tried that hasn't worked in your content and in your course. And it's going to help you to come up with unique solutions, right? And it's also going to be the single most important data that will help you to price your offer. And next, you're going to ask them what's missing. Like, what do you think you are missing to reach your goal? Because this question is going to help you find the gaps that they have in their knowledge, in their skills, or in their resources. And you can address these gaps in your content, and it's really going to help your audience to visualize where they are now and where they want to be, right? So addressing that gap, like, you are here and you want to be here, and to get from here to here, you need this resource, this knowledge, this skill. It's going to really let them know that, like, hey, this is what you need. I've got what what you need. This is what you need. I got what you need. I'll tell you what you need. Is that a song, you guys, or did I just make that up out of my head? I don't know. Finally, while you're on these calls, you are going to ask your people, your person on the other side of the call, how will your life or your business look once you've reached that goal? Like, what's going to be different? How are you going to feel? Paint me a picture of your life once you have achieved that big giant goal, that big result that you are looking for. And this is going to help you to really understand what your people are looking for in the future. Like, it's going to help you clarify their goals, their aspirations. It's going to help you paint a picture for them in your content that, like, you know exactly what they want. And again, you are going to do this in their own words. And this is so powerful because this is what's going to be like, oh my God, she reads my mind. How is this woman like fucking what's the word for the people who read minds? In Portuguese, it's sensitiva. Like someone who can read their person's mind. Asking your people about their vision for the future, you can design your content and your course to help them achieve that exact outcome that they're looking for. This is what's going to help you create messaging that resonates, that makes you magnetic, that makes them think, oh my God, this person is exactly what I need. These questions will establish your authority and give you literally everything that you need to make cash fast, because you'll know your clients' pains and desires in their own words, which is so powerful, so that you'll be able to create mind-reading content that attracts clients that are ready to buy like a magnet. You'll also know what they've tried and that hasn't worked, so that you can build a curriculum that gets them amazing results and gets clients raving about you. You'll also know how much money the problem is costing them, so that you can feel super confident about what you charge. And the most important thing of all, you will build a list of people who know, like, and trust you. Like, they've been on a call with you, they've told you all about what they're going through. Oh my God, hello community building and sales. Disclaimer, the insight calls are so powerful that people who do them experience what I call the credit card in your face effect. What is the credit card in your face effect? It's when the person that you're talking to asks you at the end of the call how they can buy from you right now. Because think about it. You've been on a call with them. You've been talking to them for 20, 30 minutes. You're asking them questions about them. You're holding all this space for them to tell you about the things that they're going through. You're listening, and you are positioning yourself as an authority through these questions. So at the end of the call, they're going to be like, so can you help me? Like, how do I work with you? Credit card in your face effect. Don't say I didn't warn you. Now that you have absolute clarity on your niche, you can start to create content that's totally magnetic. Even better, you can sell your course and make $10,000 fast. And here's the best part. You don't even have to create it first. And in this video, I show you how to do just that. So watch that next.